Waters of the earth flow through my veins. Waters of the earth flow through my veins. Waters of the earth flow through my veins. I am a part of you, and you are a part of me. I am a part of you, and you are a part of me. I am a part of you, and you are a part of me. I am a part of you, and you are a part of me. Waters of the earth flow through my veins. 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 Interconnected, all in this together. Interconnected, all in this together. Interconnected, all in this together. Welcome to Mindflow Radio. It is August,
Here we are.
and it's a lovely summer day. Here we are sharing some music and contemplations and meditations with you. Thank you for tuning in to WDRT. I'm Jalen. I like to play music and do yoga and contemplate the mindfulness state of being.
So what is that mindfulness state of being? My name's Lamont, by the way.
Well, I saw this study and it blew my mind because it was a study about yoga being used for PTSD for vets. And one of the ways they measured whether or not the yoga was helpful was they measured the mindfulness of the individual. And this really made a difference for me. And I was like, what do you mean you measure mindfulness? And then I read on, and it was talking about how mindfulness is a state of, or a psychological state. Yeah. And, you know, when you think about the definition of mindfulness, it's, what is it? This non-judgmental awareness, which, duh, that's a psychological state. I never thought of it like that, though. Yeah. And that changed the way that I approached mindfulness, because that means that we all have mindfulness in us. It is a part of our brain and our way of living, but it's a measurement, basically, on how well it's been developed.
Well, the scale is, there are mindfulness scales that you can test to see how mindful somebody is, or where their mind is at right then.
So then, quote unquote, mindfulness practice has a different meaning, really, because if mindfulness, I guess it's like bicep practice. We talk about doing curls, you know? So mindfulness practice is basically developing your mindfulness traits.
Yeah, it is. I like how you talk about biceps too, because it really is like training for the mind.
And you don't really go around going, I'm doing bicep practice. You know, you just go do your weights. You know? Well, maybe you do. I guess the weights have like individual muscle things on them and stuff, but I just thought that was really interesting because there's a huge movement of mindfulness. And I think that, you know, from this perspective of recognizing that we all have mindfulness in us.
Yeah, well, all of us experience the state of mindfulness. From time to time.
From time to time. And that really this movement is about developing what is already there.
Yeah.
And really everyone can develop it more and more. And there's really like not a maximum mindfulness. Is there?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, basically, we just want to, with the mindfulness, we want to have enough mindfulness. We want to be able to achieve that state of mindfulness enough in our life where our minds are functioning well.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't get there enough, then our minds don't feel so good.
Yeah.
They're agitated, we're angry and depressed and blah, blah, blah. But if we do get there enough, then our minds are essentially balanced, and our emotional state is much more agreeable or much more beneficial. It's more beneficial for all of us. We're more effective humans because we're not struggling with depression as much or anxiety as much.
So really, a practice for developing your mindfulness can look like many things.
Yeah.
And it's really about how well you are in tune with your nervous system and, you know, your breathing. And, you know, like you can go to a yoga class, and if you're in tune with your inner voice and your inner being and really listening in, it can be mindfulness.
Well, sure. Or, I mean...
whether or not the teacher is even doing that, you know, like if you already have that in you, you can be utilizing it to increase the quality of your practice in anything you do. But there are ways of practicing that are definitely easier, or what's the word? More developed oriented.
Well, they're effective at inducing a state of mindfulness.
Right.
And that's what we want to... And then if we're able to become mindful at will, then we're empowered over our emotional state. And that's called, in psychology, that's called having emotional regulation skills. You know, and then we can mindfully notice when we're spinning, when our mind's spinning, when it's ruminating or caught up in like anger. Yeah. And we can be like, no, this is not helpful right now. I'm going to reboot the mind, essentially, just like you said. And so you're able to turn the thinking off for a brief moment or a few brief moments. And then you feel better. Then you have more clarity, and you're able to approach the issue from a new perspective, perhaps. Or
Another big trend that I just want to mention is the group mind. You know, and everybody, well, not everybody maybe, but most people have experienced, especially like if they're in a team, they have experienced the group mind. You know, it's like we have a goal together, and that goal is to get this ball into that hoop, you know, or whatever it is, whatever the team is organized for, there comes a group mind sensation, and that's why it's so fun to play sports, I think. Unless, well, I mean, even if you are doing individual, like track, you still have that group mind, because it's like, oh, you got a first place and you got a first place. Yes, and I got a first place. Wow, our team's doing great, you know? And there's something to be said with that, and being in the group mind with your community, your friends, your family, so on and so forth.
Yeah, well, that's part of human nature. I mean...
yeah, pretty much tribal.
Yeah.
And everybody has their place. Like,
well, and just look at like the, you know, the political system. There's like a group over here that believes these things, and a group over here that believes these things. You know, or whatever you want to look at, you know. It's like, it's how we operate as humans.
Yeah, I guess the delineation that I'm going for, and of course delineation, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but the thought that I'm having is that it's not so much about a divisiveness, it's more about embracing inclusiveness, because an inclusive vibe can take in the wary stranger without questioning, or the passerby, you know, like into the group mind, you know, like you can have that inclusiveness versus like, oh, wait, which side are you on? Like, you know, an actual sports team, you couldn't just take on the other player on the other team. But in a mindfulness team, both of the teams could come together. I think I've gotten confusing.
Well, I mean, you talk about, like, I mean, one way to tie in mindfulness to this idea of divisiveness or connectedness, I mean, to be mindful, in fact, is to be connected with the moment, with the reality of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not mindful, in a sense, we're divisive within ourselves, because I'm not connected with the moment. And if I don't get there enough, then I'm like really frustrated. I don't feel good.
And then projection comes from that. And like, wait, I'm not happy because you're doing this and that's bothering me and blah, blah, blah.
Blame.
Yeah.
And so forth. Yeah.
Do you think that blame is generally projection, or do you think that they're two different things?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
I'm
mean,
just curious.
Blame. A lot of time. Well, who knows? I mean, sometimes obviously you dislike what you see in others if you see it in yourself, and that would be projection. And
Yeah.
sometimes I don't know. This whole blame issue it's a big issue. Really. I mean, and blame is appropriate sometimes. You know, it's not like blame is always bad either. If somebody's being, you know, a perpetrator, he deserves to, like, you know,
be called out.
Yeah. Yeah. But in general, if we engage in too much blame, I think it takes the responsibility away from ourselves, and it's not productive. Again, it's like we want to find a place of moderation where we want to take responsibility for our own internal processes, essentially, as much as possible. And from that perspective, we can be empowered and we can be effective and we can be agents of change, you know, because we have clarity and we have purpose. But if we blame people more than is effective, then we're kind of stuck, you know?
Yeah.
And that's frustrating, and it leads to depression and anxiety and all this and that.
So I was hoping that we could touch on the Abraham Maslow.
Yeah. Yeah, Maslow's hierarchy. Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, the way it relates to mindfulness from my perspective is that, you know, he looks at that he's got different levels of human existence. And I'm not an expert in, like, this theory, but I do know that the top level of human existence, it's called, you know, just the highest functioning level that we can achieve as a human being. One of the effects of being in this level is that we have many peak experiences, he calls it. And if you dissect that idea of peak experience, you can look at it as a mindfulness experience that lasts for a while. And then that happens when we're in the upper echelon of Maslow's hierarchy. You know, but to get there, we need to, like, work on the lower levels.
Yeah, what is the first one? Do you know? Is it safety and...
I'm sure. You know, we need shelter, we need food, we need, you know...
Base needs.
Yeah. You know, and then the top of the pyramid is if we have all our needs met, then we can ideally reach the top of the pyramid, at which point we're self-actualized. That's what he called it. Self-actualized beings. And the idea, if there's enough self-actualized beings walking around the earth, the human race is going to be far better off. You know, so it's something worth contemplating and striving for individually, I believe. You know.
Who are you again?
My name is Monty or Lamont. I am a Tai Chi instructor and a mindfulness advocate and a psychotherapist, you know, and I rely a lot on mindfulness in my work to just help people achieve a more balanced state of consciousness, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we live in this culture where compulsive thinking, that's what Eckhart Tolle called it. Compulsive thinking is an epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us we're thinking way too much. Mm-hmm. And then because of that, we spin into agitation, we spin into anxiety and depression. And so if we just find balance between our thinking mind and our awareness mind, or our stillness, then we're just much more effective at everything we do. Mm-hmm. You know, and we just feel better.
Yeah, I think, no pun intended, that one of the problems of our culture is that we think that more and faster are better. And so like more thinking, faster thinking, you know, things that help me think more and faster. Yeah. You know, but really what's funny about that is that it's so imperative that the way that we think more and faster is that we take a break and not think for a little while and practice not thinking, you know, which is what mindfulness or the traditional idea of mindfulness is non-thinking, right?
Well, it's giving your intellect a break, which is the way our minds are designed. It's kind of like you want to think of your mind as like your body. Mm-hmm. And, you know, thinking is kind of thinking or analyzing stuff. It's sort of like working out. Mm-hmm. And if you work out too much, I mean, when you're working your body, you need to take breaks for the working out to be effective. And the same is true with the mind. I mean, even Einstein, you know, a great thinker, he would think, but then he would take a break. And one of his mindfulness practices was playing the violin. Mm-hmm. He was a great violinist, you know, and it would put him in this other place, give his intellect a break, and then he would be able to come back to any problem from a fresh perspective.
Yeah, that's such a great point about music being a mindfulness practice.
Yeah, it totally can be.
Yeah, and we went to see Krishna Das once for a satsang, and somebody asked him if music, how did it go? Like, is music a spiritual practice? Or I don't remember the exact words, but the questioner was basically asking if all music was good for the spirit, and he replied, no. Yeah. And that was really interesting. So, you know, it really has a lot to do with the vibration of the music, you know, and so I can see like playing violin by yourself or playing piano or playing something uplifting or calming, you know, can really help induce that mindfulness development versus, you know, like I think heavy metal and punk may have their place, but I don't know if it's possible for them to be mindful, but I guess
I think so.
Yeah?
Oh, for sure.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Perhaps Krishna Das is not like... I think he's talking... He was just involved with a lot of musicians who like went off the deep end.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I feel like in this day and age, and maybe it happened back in the classical time too, but it seems like there's a movement of healthy musicians. I could be wrong, of course, but I, of course, seek out the healthy musicians to follow. But I think that it's just becoming more obvious that balance needs to be achieved, and it's not about drugs and alcohol, and as much as it is about good vibes and good music, and that's, you know, kind of the revolution.
Yeah, it is. There's a revolution of health going on, I think. where people want to like have healthier bodies and healthier minds, and I think that's right on, because from that movement will come some like incredible movers and shakers, and we can all work together as a team to make this world a better place.
Exactly.
At that point,
Yep, that mindful cultural team.
Go team.
Go team, go.
We got this. We're all in this together.
Totally.
That's for sure. Even if you're not on the team, we're still all in it together.
We are. I mean, that's
Yeah.
true. It's like, let's realize that so we can actually start working together. Because we are all in this together.
And if we can just realize it in our own minds that we're all like spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, for me, that does the trick. And then I'm like, oh, we're all God creatures. Oh. Okay. So that's that. Now what am I going to do with that?
I love that thought, and I think we can move into the meditation from that place.
Right.
So we're going to move on from contemplating to experiencing. So settle in for a moment and with that idea of the mindful development within yourself and taking a break, breathing deeply and feeling your spine, feeling the diaphragm and the lungs and the whole rib cage. And breathing in deeply and exhaling slowly and completely. And keeping with that deep breath, like you're exercising your rib cage. And giving your mind the task of focusing on the breath. Noticing how this focus is calming, stabilizing, allowing your whole body to be held by the surface that you're standing, sitting, or laying on, and feeling safe in this moment, here and now. And as you're being held and supported by the surface, allowing that weightlessness, that lightness of spirit to be felt as your spine lengthens, the breath is easy to breathe deep. Letting all thoughts go, just feeling. Feeling your way in the breath. As you feel the expansion of the ribs, all of the joints of the ribs. And feel the lungs and the ribs going back to neutral as you empty and release. Feeling your being, your spirit, having this temporary human experience, appreciating the vessel that you're walking through this life in, the lessons that you've learned, the experiences that you've had. Knowing that the challenges have helped make you stronger. I'm grateful for the easy times too. And feeling the breath. Feeling the peace of breathing. Breathing with awareness. Breathing with purpose. Lightening up and remembering that having a playful attitude can make difficult things much easier. So just experimenting, just seeing how much breath can I bring in, how slowly can I exhale. Acknowledging the calmness of your mind, the peace of mind settling over you. Allowing this peace to wipe the slate clean and allow clarity of mind. And taking a few more breaths, appreciating the breath. And then breathing normally and just noticing. Are you feeling ready for the next step? Are you feeling refreshed? Do you feel that it is time to move into the active parts of your day? And whatever the answers are, just letting them be and being honest with yourself. And allowing the next step to become clear in your mind. Ready and willing for the rest of your day. Yay. Well, I hope that was a good experience for you. And I hope you really felt your breath and took the time to feel your breath. And remember, you can do that anywhere at any time. It can assist you through difficult times, and it can assist you in just maintaining a joyful, grateful place of being inside of yourself. And we have some more music for you. This next one is a Shiva song, a Shiva chant. It's a very old, beloved chant. And it's about the divine gardener. And the divine gardener picks us when we're ripe, if we're so lucky. So this chant is to ask Shiva to pick us when we're ripe and help us ripen in the easiest way. And so I'd like you to set an intention right now. I know last month we talked about Shiva, but it is the time of Shiva. It is the time of making changes and moving forward in more healthy, balanced ways. So just taking some time, since that little meditation helped you get into that mindful place within, and looking at the self, looking at your own being, and taking a moment to assess, who am I? What have I accomplished in my life? What was I hoping to accomplish? And how can I move forward in accomplishing that dream? And just taking a moment to really let yourself sit with that. And you can sit with that through the chant. And just know that you can move towards that dream. But there's a chance that there's something you have to let go of. It's like if you want to go down the river and you're holding onto the shore, clutching for your life, but really the river's only 3 feet deep and all you got to do is let go and enjoy the water. It's kind of like that. I mean, there might be rapids along the way and you might have to swim out of the way of a rock or something. But if you are tuned in to your spirit and your soul, and you're continually asking for guidance and continually willing to let go of things that are not serving you, there's a really good chance you're going to make it to where you want to be. So with that in mind, tuning inside and just saying, what am I ready to let go of? What is in my way of putting myself on the trajectory that I want to be on? Who do I want to be? And how do I move towards the me of my future? All right. And if you know this one, chanting along. If you don't know this one, just feel it. Just know that this one is to help you let go of the shore and let the waters take you downstream. the sound to permeate through every cell, feeling lighter and freer in this moment. going down the river, enjoying the current. So we have one more for you. This has been Mindflow Radio on WDRT Radio Free Space. We are a part of WDRT once a month on the first Sunday of every month. And you can listen again on the archives. And we appreciate you listening. I have had some really lovely comments from folks out in the community, and I'm so grateful. Makes me really happy to feel heard. I appreciate you, and I hope you're having a mindful moment. All right, here we go. Last song. Things are working out for me. Things are working out for you. I surrender my resistance to the source within me. I surrender my resistance to the source within me. We are made of energy. We are made of energy. I surrender my resistance to the source within me. I surrender my resistance to the soul within me.